Oh, hello there. Welcome to the dinner hour with CCM.
Classy. Hey! How's it going, friends? Yeah.
It's going good with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Welcome to the dinner hour.
I'm Alison.
I'm Bekah.
I'm also Mrs. Lovett.
I'm also Sally. From Night Before Christmas.
From Sweeney Todd.
Mrs.
Me,
Lovett,
from
stands out more as like a name. Like Sally. I'm Sally.
True facts.
Sally.
And
in case you couldn't tell from that, this week our topic du jour is
you did this. I like that. Because we're eating.
Because we're eating.
Yeah.
So that's fun. Yeah. Our topic is Tim Burton, one of my personally favorite people of all time. Girl voter for Tim Burton. Except not really because he's creepy looking.
He is. I mean, he's alright, I guess. He's kind of old-ish at this point.
He's the same age as like Johnny Depp.
But Johnny Depp,
there's
a reason why Johnny Depp is on camera.
This is true. This is very, very true.
So, yeah. Also, we dressed up, obviously.
Yeah.
Because it's close to Halloween, so we figured dressing up was a cool thing to do. So, let's get the important questions out of the way. What are you having for dinner, Bekah?
Tonight for dinner, I have blackberry sage tea, which is really good. Anyone who ever wants to try it. And I also have a Mandarin chicken salad and a cheesecake bite for dessert. And it's got like little squiggles of frosting on the top. And I really want to eat it. And Dave got one earlier when we were walking back from class, and I was just like, I want to punch you and steal that and run away. But I have your PSP, so no. What are you eating?
I am having a ham sandwich.
So bad.
And French onion chips.
What are you drinking?
I already drank my drink, but I was drinking.
You know what? Super classic. Super classic.
Drank.
Drank before the show.
I was drinking Diet Coke with some Powerade.
I still don't.
It's pretty good.
I don't try them.
There's a little bit of
You want an orange?
flavor. Yeah. Thanks.
They're really good.
Oh,
man down. There's like almonds in here. It's really
nice.
Good.
Oh, that's solid. I can tell from the orange piece that it's really good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Roasted chicken breast, spring mix, mandarin oranges, romaine lettuce, almonds, and chow mein noodles. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I got this.
Sounds
delicious.
So.
Yeah.
I guess we wanted to show a little clip to you guys. A trailer actually of one of Tim Burton's lesser known films, because we are here to discuss not only his big films,
The ones you know and love.
yes, but also
the ones you don't know but will still love.
yes.
Sorry, I'm finishing yours.
No, it's okay. I mean, it happens on a regular basis. So, yeah. So let's play the trailer.
Tim Burton, director of Batman, Beetlejuice, and Edward Scissorhands, now takes you to a completely different world. The true story of a Hollywood legend, Ed Wood.
And action!
He made movies like no one else.
You want to keep moving. You've got to get through that door. Ah, that was perfect.
Perfect.
Do you know anything about film production?
Well, I like to think so.
He had an eye for talent.
I met Bela Lugosi.
Well, I thought he was dead.
This is the most uncomfortable coffin I've ever been in.
No, he's very much alive. You flying saucer?
He had a passion for storytelling.
Get me transvestites. I need transvestites.
You're flashy. They want that. Okay. But they want professionalism. So nix on the Nelly without losing naivete.
What kind of a movie is this?
It's science fiction. A heartbreaking romance. Grave robbers from outer space.
Grave robbers from what?
And he had a secret he couldn't hide.
I like to dress in women's clothing. Panties, sweaters, pumps. It's just something I do.
You don't like sex with girls?
No, I love sex with girls. Wearing their clothes makes me feel closer to them.
How can you act so casual when you're dressed like that?
All right, everybody, let's finish this picture.
Touchstone Pictures presents Johnny Depp, Martin Landau, Sarah Jessica Parker, Patricia Arquette, and Bill Murray in the true story
Give him a hand. Keep rolling.
of an unforgettable filmmaker.
We're making another movie. I got the Church of Beverly Hills to put up the cash.
How do you get all your friends to get baptized just so you can make a monster movie?
And his legacy that will live forever.
How do you burn this up?
Shake his legs around. Looks like he's killing me. This is the one.
I command you!
This is the one I'll be remembered for.
Ed Wood, a Tim Burton film.
Really? Worst film you ever saw? Well, my next one will be better. Hello?
Yay! So,
That was.
oh, you're done? Okay. So for those of you who couldn't tell, that was the trailer of Ed Wood. Oh, really? Yeah, really. And for those of you who don't know or couldn't figure it out from the trailer, Ed Wood was a really, really terrible director and made really, really terrible B horror films, such as Plan 9 from Outer Space, which is his most famous.
And Leonard Glenda. Interesting fact, he is ranked as the worst director of all time. The worst. The absolute worst. So no matter what you say about a director, someone out there thinks Ed Wood is worse than whoever you're talking about.
He would never ever do more than one take, ever, regardless of what happened. If the set fell over in the back, he'd just run with it.
Ed Wood was also a fan of women's clothing, which is where Leonard Glenda comes from, actually. The main protagonist, who I believe actually was Ed Wood.
Yeah.
Just like cross-dresses throughout the movie. He would just be on set wearing women's clothing and a wig, and it'd just be like, oh, whatever.
It's Ed Wood.
It's Ed Wood. Like,
no big deal.
yeah.
I don't think he was gay though. Like that's the thing. He just liked women's clothing. Yeah.
I get it to him.
Yeah. If I were a dude, I really like women's clothing.
But is that because you're a woman?
No, it's more interesting.
It is more interesting.
And we can wear men's clothes and not be cross-dressing.
That's just not fair.
I know.
I mean, men have kilts. We can't really wear kilts.
Yeah.
It's a little bit weird.
Yeah.
But it's not. But it is.
No. It's like
because it's just a skirt.
Yeah. I mean, you can wear a skirt, and then are you wearing a kilt?
Who's to say?
So,
Actually, the point where you're just waffling for time.
I was waffling because you had your mouth full.
That's
I
a
was
good
gonna
point.
try to say something.
So Ed Wood, while it is one of his less well-known films, it's not from remotely early in his career. If you caught on the trailer, they said, oh, from the director of Edward Scissorhands and Batman and all of this stuff, like we know Tim Burton for now, besides like his new stuff. So it was pretty late in the game. He'd been making a lot of weird shit before that, such as my personal favorite, Frankenweenie, and my other personal favorite, Vincent, and my other personal favorites of everything he ever did. Oh my god. He was doing art like before this, and he was doing a bunch of cool stuff, like being friends with Danny Elfman.
Oingo Boingo?
Oingo Boingo.
Can we talk about Oingo Boingo?
We can talk about Oingo Boingo for a bit, yeah. Oingo Boingo is, Danny Elfman is a composer who works frequently with Tim Burton. He also does a lot of Marvel scores, and he's actually just like a brilliant composer, because I've heard his solo stuff as a composer. It's really
And also Oingo Boingo is really fucking good.
I was gonna get there. Didn't make it. I'm distracted by Serenata Schizophrenia, which is beautiful. Tidbit to the world at large. To celebrate the fact that they had been friends for 25 years, Tim Burton and Danny Elfman released a commemorative music box with the re-released soundtracks to every movie they'd ever worked together on, and the whole thing sells for like $500.
And that was a we're friends present to themselves.
That was a we're friends present to themselves. They probably bought themselves an island so they could go be friends on an island next to Johnny Depp's island.
So much brown bags.
There is so much love in like everything right now. Back on task.
So, Oingo Boingo was Danny Elfman's band back in like the 80s, and they sound really fucking awesome / weird / it's like, I feel like it's like 10 people. Like they have, it's huge, and they have one of my eyes looks significantly smaller than the other. Yeah.
Your eyes have actually always been different sizes and no one will know.
And I never noticed. Never in the mirror. So, oh my god, that's so weird. Ow. Okay, anyway.
The show isn't about your eyes.
I don't like it. It's scary.
Make a movie about it and then we can talk about it.
Okay.
Some stuff's going down in the studio. It's cool. We're gonna explode.
Technical difficulties.
Somebody press the self-destruct button on our secret there.
It says "Do not press" button. So
Nobody
obviously,
ever fucking
what
reads
does this
that
button do? Famous last words. So, Oingo Boingo has like 10 people in it, and they have like all these crazy instruments going on. It's like, I mean, you have your guitars and your drums and your usual like shit that goes in a band, but then they also have like saxophone and like xylophone and I don't know, trumpets and shit. But it's not, it doesn't sound like ska.
Another instrument that's ended with phone.
I know, me too. I was trying to think of one.
I was trying to help you there, but they're really cool.
Yeah.
Check them out.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just proof to how awesome Danny Elfman is.
Right. So moving back to Tim Burton. Movies you may probably know him from the early days when you were a child and you caught them on TV and your parents were like, no, this is frightening, you shouldn't watch it. Beetlejuice scared the shit out of me till I was about 8. True story. And then like Edward Scissorhands' Nightmare Before Christmas, which everyone knows him from.
Yeah, that's like, you say Tim Burton, like that's so mean.
That's like what everybody thinks of.
Yeah. Unless, I mean, the first thing I think of is Johnny Depp and Danny.
Well, yeah, because they're like a trifecta. But the next thing you think of is probably and that is like the core, I would say, of his work that everybody like looks at him to and says like, oh, that is his weird style, and then he just like worked on it, and now he made it kind of weird, and I want him to go back. But in between there, he also did Batman sometime in there, which was pretty rad.
Batman's interesting because it has like the same like crazy shit going on with like really really bright colors and like cartoonish and stuff. But like, I mean, because it's Batman, it's got kind of a unique look to it, which I really really like.
I love his Batman. A lot. What was Planet of the Apes? He did Planet of the Apes?
I forgot that existed.
It existed. I try not to think about it. Yeah. Helena Bonham Carter was a monkey. It's just like, I don't fucking know. You can't cast your wife in everything you do. Moving on to the 90s, James and John Peachy produced, did not actually do, but did, what's his name? I can't remember his name. The guy who actually did the, puppeting on, Nightmare Before Christmas. He
Oh, I don't know.
did Coraline. Name does not matter.
He directed Coraline?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm wondering if he actually directed James and the Giant Peach. I don't know.
That would make sense.
Yes? Cool. That's what I thought. I'm happy. Yeah. Continuing on from the 90s, you actually do get Ed Wood. And then you get Sleepy Hollow, which is one of my personal favorites.
Also one of the movies we're watching tonight after eating dinner and talking with y'all.
You should watch it too. You should find a copy. Because it's pretty quality. Oh, Mars Attacks?
Mars Attacks! How can I
Fucking
forget?
Mars Attacks?
Dude,
I don't even know.
I watched that for the first time this summer.
Did you love it?
I was
or
sitting,
did you love it?
I was so into it.
Because it's pretty great.
I was sitting up in like the one air-conditioned building in our 14-story dorm building in the middle of Manhattan, and just like, but it was like way too air-conditioned, so it was really cold. So I was like wrapped up in a blanket with Gregory, just like, oh my god, Mars Attacks.
Mars Attack. I hated Mars Attacks when I was a kid too, and I watched it again, and I was like, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah, I could see it being really scary as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. It was a little frightening.
The noises the aliens make, I feel like that would make them scary.
Slightly.
But now it's hilarious.
Now it's great. Now
They're
it's
like,
Mars Attacks! So many movies to watch. To round out his, we're still going back to this, Corpse Bride, which got some mixed lovin'. I don't know.
it's like similar enough to Nightmare Before Christmas that like, I don't know.
I don't know how I feel about it to this day.
Really?
I don't know how I feel.
I don't mind it.
I mean, I like it, but it's just like, and then he did Sweeney Todd. And then he did Alice in Wonderland. Oh, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And then he did Alice in Wonderland. And I don't know how I feel about that either. And now he's making Frankenweenie into a movie, so I can love him again. And that is my brief history of Tim Burton.
And his canon.
And his canon. And some of his friends. Oh,
And his slave ship.
And his slave ship. For those of you who are really super into Tim Burton and all his weirdness, there was this soap opera that was on in like the 80s called Dark Shadows, about a vampire and all this other weird occult shit. And he's making it into a movie with Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter.
Surprise, surprise!
So everyone's shocked and it's gonna be great. Enough said. Enough said.
On a sort of half-related note, I'm really excited that there's a lot more like fantasy stuff floating out in the world right now.
Yeah.
It's like the world decided to take a break from robots for a while. Robots
And I'm really
and
happy.
fucking
I like fantasy.
superheroes.
This is really super not related, but Once Upon a Time.
Yeah,
There's a show
it
that
is
happened.
Fables.
It's Fable.
It's Fables.
But I actually really liked it.
Really?
It's like
Oh.
so predictable, and you're like, oh, that character's totally Snow White, and that's the evil queen, and Prince Charming's in a coma. Oh my god, I saw that coming. But I really liked it. It's fine.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'd probably never watch it because I'm bad about these things.
Yeah, but that was unrelated. Back to the man of the hour. What is your favorite and why? Just gonna throw you on the spot.
That's a really tough question.
Yep. I'm
Okay.
glad you're answering it and I'm eating.
Yeah, you gotta like balance it out.
Top 3, how about that?
Okay, yeah. In no particular order.
Oh wow.
Oh
Did we start
wow.
late?
think so.
Wow.
Time flies.
We have a lot to say.
When you talk about Tim Burton.
Oh.
Okay. Ed Wood's on there.
Mm-hmm.
Probably Nightmare Before Christmas, because that's like, it's like super, like that's the epitome of Tim Burton, and also that's like one of those movies that just makes me feel like I'm back in high school again, and I really like it. Yeah. And Batman or Sweeney Todd, maybe? I really like Sweeney Todd a lot, so...
I mean, Sweeney Todd also has the musical aspect.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, in that it's a true musical, not like Corpse Bride was a musical or Never Before Christmas was a musical.
Yeah.
Like...
And I mean, I love I saw Sweeney Todd like on Broadway before the movie came out, and not like I don't think I even knew that there was gonna be a movie version of it, and like I fucking love the musical so much. So
having seen the musical first, how do you feel about the movie?
I didn't like the movie when I saw it, like after seeing the musical, but like since then, I like it a lot more, and I think it's because I can watch it as a Tim Burton movie now, and just like enjoy Johnny Depp, and watching Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter just be doing their thing. Best friends. And like super gay boners for each other. But like also like, you know, super morbid but also super hilarious. So I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I think most of it was just like getting past the singing, which isn't horrible, but like it was weird after seeing it on Broadway.
I'm sure professionals do it.
Yeah.
And then people who Tim Burton was just like, here's some songs.
Sing them.
Learn to sing.
Yeah.
And no one really did it.
Yeah. So, but the visuals and like, I mean, as always, like the visuals and the colors and just, it's like so beautiful to look at that like, pretty into it.
Respectable answers.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. What is your favorite?
My all-time favorite?
All-time favorite? Do you have one? Because you could do top 3 also. If you want, if that makes you more comfortable.
There's like a weird bump on my neck.
Probably cancer. Oh yeah. It's a little red there.
Oh, it's probably my necklace. Bit me. Or my scarf is giving me hives. Okay, I am going to have to say Edward Scissorhands was the first one I actually saw and like really loved him over. Sort of like a special connection. Oh god, I don't know.
Right? It's really hard.
Okay. Edward Scissorhands, Sleepy Hollow, Vincent. It's my trio.
I could probably trade Sweeney Todd out for Sleepy Hollow. The two are so like, yeah.
I really like them.
Yeah. So we got a movie to show you guys because we're running out of time here talking about Tim Burton and stuff. So, would you like to introduce it?
Yeah.
Since it's one of your favorites?
I really would. This is a short film that Tim Burton did a long ass time ago. It's called Vincent. It's about a little kid who you will recognize as the little kid from everything Tim Burton has ever done, with the big eyes and the stupid hair and the pointy long face. And he wants to be Vincent Price. And, I mean, the rest of it just like...
Who is Vincent Price?
Oh, Vincent Price.
Those of us who might not know. I do, but...
I know you know. Vincent Price is like a god among men, and he's also Tim Burton's hero. Actually. True fact. And he narrates everything he does. Just
Vincent
like, hey.
Price's blah blah. I don't know. I was
Vincent. What were you narrating? Vincent Price's blah blah blah?
Shh. If that didn't happen, you just imagined that.
Sorry, I'm on acid. If you've never seen an elephant ski, then you've never been on acid. And neither have I.
So Vincent Price was an actor back in the day who played a number of different scary monsters
And super freaks.
and super freaks. I was just thinking that he was Frankenstein, because he and Bela Lugosi have like a thing going, like a battle thing going on.
Yeah, with cheese. Royale with cheese.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay.
But you just like no, that
I don't happen. You didn't happen to imagine.
Also,
because you're on acid
yeah,
too.
yeah, yep.
No, I don't know. Actually, I would like to see them in battle.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty rad. Bela Lugosi is being old and sad. And Vincent Price also being old and sad. He's in Edward Scissorhands. Actually, he's the inventor.
Yeah. That's so true.
And I think he actually gave birth to Christopher Lee. That happened.
Oh, show.
And now Christopher Lee fills the Vincent Price role in everything Tim Burton does.
Yes.
Which is fun. And Count Dooku, like, just throw him and stuff. We're off on a really bad tangent.
That's so good. Nope.
Vincent Malloy is 7 years old. He's always polite and does what he's told. For a boy his age, he's considerate and nice. But he wants to be just like Vincent Price. He doesn't mind living with his sister, dog, and cats, though he'd rather share a home with spiders and bats. There he could reflect on the horrors he's invented and wander dark hallways alone and tormented. Vincent is nice when his aunt comes to see him, but imagines dipping her in wax for his wax museum. He likes to experiment on his dog, Abercrombie, in the hopes of creating a horrible zombie. So he and his horrible zombie dog could go searching for victims in the London fog. His thoughts, though, aren't only of ghoulish crime. He likes to paint and read to pass some of the time. While other kids read books like Go, Jane, Go, Vincent's favorite author is Edgar Allan Poe. One night, while reading a gruesome tale, he read a passage that made him turn pale. Such horrible news he could not survive, for his beautiful wife had been buried alive. He dug out her grave to make sure she was dead, unaware that her grave was his mother's flower bed. His mother sent Vincent off to his room. He knew he'd been banished to the Tower of Doom, where he was sentenced to spend the rest of his life alone with the portrait of his beautiful wife. While alone and insane, encased in his tomb, Vincent's mother burst suddenly into the room. She said, "If you want to, you can go out and play. It's sunny outside and a beautiful day." Vincent tried to talk, but he just couldn't speak. The years of isolation had made him quite weak. So he took out some paper and scrawled with a pen, "I am possessed by this house and can never leave it again." His mother said, "You're not possessed and you're not almost dead. These games that you play are all in your head. You're not Vincent Price, you're Vincent Malloy. You're not tormented or insane, you're just a young boy. You're 7 years old and you are my son. I want you to get outside and have some real fun." Her anger now spent, she walked out through the hall. And while Vincent backed slowly against the wall, the room started to sway, to shiver and creak. His horrid insanity had reached its peak. He saw Abercrombie, his zombie slave, and heard his wife call from beyond the grave. She spoke from her coffin and made ghoulish demands, while through cracking walls reached skeleton hands. Every horror in his life that had crept through his dreams swept his mad laughter to terrified screams. To escape the madness, he reached for the door, but fell limp and lifeless down on the floor. His voice was soft and very slow as he quoted The Raven from Edgar Allan Poe. "And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore."
Hey, make a fake ad.
That would be... So, that was Vincent. Yay!
I hope you enjoyed it, because it's everything Tim Burton loves, and so do I.
So, goodbye.
Be sure to join us next week, when we have a very, very special episode, which you wouldn't want to miss.
Halloween episode for me.
Come on, bring the spook in. Thank you. Thank you.
Alright, so ta-ta for now. Bye.